Welcome to another edition of Deadline Horror News for the week of July 15th, 2021. I'm Josh, and I'm joined here with Donnie and the Professor Smoke. And we are from the All-American Spookshow Horror Podcast. As always, of course, we want to remind you to like and subscribe to the channel and click on the bell to be notified when we upload new videos. We also want you to become a supporter of the Spook Show by going over to patreon.com/AASpookshow and sign up to become a patron. We have levels starting at $1, it's like $3, $5, $10, and then we've got this goofy $1,000 Spook Show Insanity level, which you need to go over there and check out. Not too many people are going to get that, but hey, you never know. The main attraction over there is the popular segment, the Library of the Professor. Where Smoke himself, basically just takes a curated selection from his personal library back there. And, we just talk about it, or he talks about it and gives his ratings and everything. So you got to be a subscriber over at Patreon to watch those. I also want to remind you that episode 64 of the podcast is out now. And it's our latest Spook Show Spotlight show, History of Werewolves Part 2. Next week will be episode 65, and that's our next movie review episode. And we are going to be talking about An American Werewolf in London from 1981. And that comes out next Monday, July 19th at 6 p.m. East. So I guess without all that out of the way, Donnie, now it's time for the latest deadlines in horror news. So did you find anything good this week?
Yeah, man. I was looking around and saw where Disney Plus is actually coming out with a new, it's like a new type of series where it's where like a behind the scenes, behind the attraction of Disney attractions. There's 10 episodes. It premieres on Disney Plus Friday, July 16th. Which would be tomorrow. But basically what it is they are highlighting the Haunted Mansion as well as the Tower of Terror. And they're taking, there's multiple other episodes, but specifically horror related. Mm-hmm. It's basically how the Disney Imagineers designed and built the structures. There's never before seen, archival historical footage. But yeah, that's going to be on Disney Plus Friday, July 16th.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Smoke, that sounds like it's right up your alley since you guys enjoy going down there all the time.
Yeah, and Haunted Mansion, I love anything about Haunted Mansion. And I'm assuming what they'll hopefully do is, because there's all kind of different Haunted Mansions and all the different Disney parks, and they're all different than each other. So that'd be cool to see the behind the scenes of all the different ones, how they came together. I mean, that's as simple as that ride is. It's still my favorite ride in the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, the last time we went down there was about 2 years ago, and we weren't able to find the time to get on that one. So we were kind of disappointed because I wanted to do that again. But we did ride the Tower of Terror last time, so yeah, that's one of my favorites for sure. So.
Yeah, that's cool. We're the only one that has it now in the U.S. because in Disney in L.A., it's what it become. It became something different over there. It was Tower of Terror now.
With the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. It's like an escape from something. I don't know, something like that. But I think that has to do with Disney's deal with they can't put the Marvel stuff out there. Or no, I'm sorry, at the one in Orlando.
Yeah. Which I'm kind of glad at least that they are keeping it Twilight Zone here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love it. I hope they don't change it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another little morsel of news that came out is actually right up Smoke's alley as well. 1980s horror novel series Necroscope. Is actually coming back to, I say coming back, it's being adapted. Let's see, Morgan Freeman and producer Laurie McCreary, they have a production company called Revelations Entertainment, and they bought the rights to this book series. Is author Brian
Lumley?
Yeah. So there's 18 books that he wrote between 1983 and I want to say it's or no, I'm sorry, no, 1986 to 2013, and they're possibly looking at making it like an episodic series. So that would be really cool.
As well versed as I am, like Stephen King and reading those type of books, I don't know if I've ever heard of that. To be quite honest with you.
Hold on a second.
Montezuma's Revenge again.
I thought he was going to get Necroscope. He's like, I've got all 18 of them.
I think he is. Either that or, it really hit him hard.
The Library of the Professor, here's Necroscope.
Hey, there you go.
The first one, anyway.
Oh, yeah.
18 books, for real. Like, I don't recall ever hearing of it. I really don't.
No, I've been mentioning this, not on the show, but I've mentioned it to people, like when they say, all these remakes and everything coming out that's like unoriginal. One of the things I mentioned that they should do is the Necroscope series that would be original, something that hasn't been done yet, at least in the video. I mean,
there you
comic
go.
books that come out, so.
Yeah, I actually, when I ran across it, I was like, Smoke would love that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was good news to hear. Hopefully they do it right.
Well, I'm looking forward to
following the books.
And I might have to, that might nudge me into going and hunting down the books and reading those for sure.
Yeah, you guys are much more into books. That I just consume content differently. I don't have the attention span to sit and read a book. My eyes will cross, and then I'll just start drooling and fall asleep.
Well, then you need to go to audibletrial.com/spookshow and get.
That's one thing we need to check. They might be the Necroscope books, or at least some of them. I don't know about all 18, but I would hope maybe some of them are.
Yeah, I have to check those out. Do you find anything else, Donnie, before we go into come down the home stretch here?
Yeah. There's actually, October is basically our Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. But October, there is, and you've seen like a lot of, what am I trying to say?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
There's a lot of movies in October.
A lot of movies in October. A lot of days. Yeah,
31 of them last I heard.
No, man. So yeah,
they're all busy for us.
yeah. It's a busy month for us and all horror fans. But there are little, I don't want to say conventions because it's not really conventions. It's more like screenings where you can go to the actual set, or I'm sorry, the actual filming location and, watch these movies. Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood, is actually was shot in Stockton, Alabama at this lake. And October 25th and 26th, they're doing a screening at that lake where you can actually just go and watch the movie at the location where it was shot at.
We've talked about various different ones like that in the past. I'd love to go do that. I know, Smoke, you've done things like that, right?
And I'm not sure, is that, I don't know if you had that right in front of you, Donnie, who put that. Is that On-Set Cinema that's doing that?
It is.
Oh, okay,
yeah, it is.
Me and my wife know Kenny Caperton's the guy that runs that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done some of those, and we've even gone to his house like every Halloween. I don't know if he's still continuing to do this, but one Halloween we went up to his house, and his house looks like the Myers house from the original Halloween film. I mean, he built it modeled directly from the plans for the Michael Myers house.
Wow.
And every Halloween he'll have, not on Halloween itself, but around one of the weekends around there, he'll have like a drive-in movie screen set up in his yard. He'll screen two films or whatever, and then you can camp out in the yard and tour his house, because inside the house is all done up horror-like, all kind of posters and original stuff. So
that's actually
for what was it? The Strangers, which was shot. Part of it was shot at the where was that town? Was it Greenville, South Carolina? One of the towns around here that they shot in, like a Masonic Lodge type, not Masonic Lodge, but the Shrine Club type thing.
Everything that I'm
movie, I think it was the beginning of the movie when him and his wife were at the wedding reception. That was where it was shot. So that was pretty cool. And I think he's done some for like Friday the 13th Part 6. I think he did it at the camp in Part 6. That one sold out last year, I believe, or the year before COVID.
Yeah, there's about 10 of them that are sold out because he's done, if you go to myershouse.nc.com and then click on the Onset Cinema, it has a list of screenings that he's set up through August of next year. And there are, they're all over the country, Alabama, New Jersey, Texas, North Carolina, Georgia. There's some in next year in the UK, Canada. So, and it looks like about a dozen of them is sold out.
Yeah,
so
I know
pretty
the
popular.
Is coming up soon, right?
Yeah, the Mutilator, September 25th. Looks like it's in Atlantic Beach. So Atlantic Beach, North Carolina, I should say.
Yeah, well, they shot at the beach house where the movie was shot. Is where they're screening that one, I know.
Well, that's a natural transition into some actual conventions that are coming up this weekend. Best we can tell, there's 2 conventions. One's in Kansas City, Missouri. The other one's in Indianapolis, Indiana. So if you're up in those areas, in Kansas City this weekend, Crypticon Kansas City 2021. There's you can go to crypticonkansascity.com, for all the info there. There's Q&A panels, photo ops. There's a film festival, all that type of stuff. And then in Indianapolis, there's Days of the Dead Indianapolis 2021. You can go to daysofthedead.com/Indianapolis for more info on that. Some of the highlights, or as far as the guests are concerned, Richard Dreyfuss, Bill Moseley, Alice Cooper, Tony Todd, Louis Gossett Jr., Tom Sizemore. So all the information about tickets and everything, you can go over to their website to find out more about that. As far as the box office report from this past weekend, it was a big one. I think they said it was the biggest weekend, or at least as far as for one movie, pretty much since the pandemic began back in March of 2020. I'll run through the top 10 real fast. Number 10 was Zola. Number 9, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. It made $655,000 for a total so far of $63.8 million. Number 8 is Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway. Number 7, The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Number 6, Cruella. Number 5, A Quiet Place Part 2 made $3.1 million for a total so far of $150.8 million. So quite another success for that franchise. Number 4, The Forever Purge made $7.1 million for a total of $27.8 million. So not as good as A Quiet Place, obviously, but still not horrible. Number 3, The Boss Baby Family Business. Number 2, F9, The Fast Saga. It finally got unperched, from the top of the list there. It made $11.4 million. And number 1, the latest Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, Black Widow, made $80.3 million in its opening weekend. So it seems like the movies are starting to finally come back. So that's good news for all of us, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see Black Widow yet, but we were meant to this past weekend, but just didn't happen.
Yeah, same here. Like, just I never got a chance to, and now I'm actually going out of town this weekend, so like I'm not going to have a chance to watch it this weekend either. So it's probably going to end up being next weekend if I can get to it. Yeah. I'll mention real quick new releases this week. Coming out or just came out yesterday is a classic horror story on Netflix. I think we talked about that one briefly.
Yeah.
This Friday, July 16th, you got Fear Street Part 3, 1666 over on Netflix. You've got Great White, which was coming out on video on demand. And in theaters, what is that? Escape Room 2, right? I can't remember the full name of the title of that one.
Yeah, I don't have the tagline immediately, but
yeah, but it's the sequel to that.
Yep.
And the only horror anniversary date that comes up for this week is next Monday, July 19th, is the anniversary of the death of makeup artist Jack P. Pierce. He died July 19th, 1968. So I guess that's really all we have for this week on Deadline Horror News. You guys got anything to add, before we tap out here?
That covers what I have.
Yeah, just same.
All right, so like we said, come join us over in Podcast Land every Monday at 6 p.m. East. We got a new episode coming out, and come back here next Thursday for another edition of Deadline Horror News. So for Donnie and the Professor, I'm Josh, and of course for Will, who couldn't join us. We are the All-American Spookshow Horror Podcast, and we will see you next week.
Later.
See ya.